Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial. In this video I'll be talking about ArrayList. Now let me give you a brief recap about arrays first. Now when we initialize an array, let's say it will be an integer array, we can just do int and let's just call it Sandeep equals to new int. And let's just say the length is 5. Now when we make this array will always have a fixed length of 5. There's no increasing it or there's no decreasing it. Like we can change the value. If we want to change the value, we can just put like Sandeep and the 0th index. We can just make it the value to be 7. And if we just print that out, you'll see that now the first element will have value of 7, the rest will be 0. So there is a way to change the values in an array. But there is no way to actually increase the length of this array. We can't like use sandeep.add or sandeep.extend. There's no function for this. Even if we initialize it in a different way, let's just make the values inside the array as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no way to actually add more values inside this array. We can change the values, but we can't add on to the values. So this is why we use ArrayList. For an array list, we can add any amount of values at any time. So we can add on or reduce the values in an array list at any time, which is quite cool. To initialize an array list, we have to type array and list, press enter, and then we'll have these less than and greater than arrows. And inside, since we are making an integer array list, we just put integer and a variable name. I don't know, let's just call it Sandeep, and equals to new, and if ended array list and semicolon. Now this will be an integer array list, so we can only add integer values. If you want, we can make it into a character array list where we can only add characters, but let's just leave it to integer first. Now when we write this array list, Vscode will automatically import this for you, so you don't have to worry about importing anything. But technically in Java, whenever we want to make an array list, we have to import it. Now let's add some values inside the array list. So as you can see, we didn't specify any length of the array list or whatever, because that doesn't matter. The array list can be of any length and we can add on elements at any time that we want. So let's just add an element. Let's put sandeep.add, and I don't know, let's put 55 semicolon. Now, by the way, I realized if we actually want to print something out in Vscode, instead of typing system.out.println, which is quite tedious, in Vscode we can just write sys and out, and this will be automatically printed out for you. So that's just a nice shortcut that Vscode has. So now, if we want to print out an array list, we can just do sys out. And remember, if we wanted to print out an array, we have to make a for loop and print out each individual element. But for an array list, we can just print out the name of the array list. And if we just run it, 55 is produced, which is fantastic. Now let's add on another element. Let's put 6 and print that out. So first 55 is produced due to this, and then we added on another element, and now 55 and 6 is produced. So that's fantastic. We can add on as many integers as you want in an array list. So that's quite cool. Let's say you want to print out the element at index 1. So the element at index 1 is 6, because index 0 will be occupied by 55 and index 1 will be occupied by 6. So let's just print that out. Sys out Sandeep dot. Now we have to use get. So if you want to get an element in a specific index, we have to use get. And since we are looking for the element at index 1, so we just put get 1. And if we print that out, it will get 6, which is cool. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.